All right, everybody, we are back with some top 8 action for you here. Gonna have a good matchup here. We have Brandon Watson on Boros Initiative, and then we got Tom Nelson on Teamer Delver. Caleb, any initial thoughts on the matchup? How do you feel like this goes?
Man, that's really interesting. So in olden times, I would have definitely liked Delver here.
Mm-hmm.
And I still kind of like Delver. I like the Teamer. Teamer means Termagoyf.
Mm-hmm.
Termagoyf blocks pretty well.
It does.
But not from a seasoned Dungeoneer.
Correct. Which we've seen is a very strong card here.
Brandon notably rocking Boromir.
Yeah.
So I don't think that's going to do a whole lot. I will stop the Force of Wills. What's up?
I'm just adjusting the team, the records here.
Oh yeah. This is going to be round 8. Players just letting us know, asking if we can start, and we're like, yeah. Yeah, if you want to click on somewhere off there, it'll get rid of the red lines too. There we go.
Sorry.
Oh, that's us.
Hello.
Hey.
Hello. All right.
All right.
Back to it.
Yeah. So, I don't know.
So notably here for everybody, top 8 as far as like who goes first is determined by the higher seed. Brandon was our higher seed at 2, so he'll get to go first. Looks like both players have kept their 7. We have a Chrome Mox exiling a 4-mana
Seasoned Dungeon. Or no, Caves of Chaos Adventure.
Chaos Adventure. Okay, Chalice on 1 immediately.
Force Pitch Murktide.
Yep.
And that is the borderless foil Cavern of Souls.
Yep. So yeah, and again that Force of Will is almost required from Tom.
Did Tom draw a card for turn?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
6, 7, 8. Yeah,
Yep.
okay. I didn't see him. Oh, his deck may be off camera. That may be
Yeah,
why.
he's just on the high side there. Bobble shows him. We don't get to see that from here.
No.
Pass the turn. Draw during the end.
Interesting to keep your deck on the left-hand side, but it does appear that to be Tom's drawing with his right. Now,
Mm-hmm.
I know you're a southpaw. Do you keep yours on the left-hand side?
It's still on the left side, yeah.
Okay.
So another Chalice on the stack here. Immediately, you're going to respond with Brainstorm.
Brandon not making it easy for us to get this cantrip into cantrip.
And Tom kind of flicking those cards like he doesn't have an answer to the Chalice.
Yeah.
Days?
Days.
Okay, good.
Gotta love it.
Found it off the Brainstorm.
Next year, definitely want to look at an option for this glare.
Yeah. Okay. Tom moving pretty fast here. Mr. Rainforest, cracking, go get a Volk. Probably casting a Delver.
Thoughts on Black Border duels and Legacy?
Not good for my pocketbook. I'll tell you that.
A DRC.
Darcy in, Bobble Trigger, gets the Surveil off of the Dragon's Rage Channeler. If you're gonna ask me if this Darcy is delirious, I got no idea, man. We should have instant artifact land in the yard.
Yeah.
Bobble you again, drawing turn.
I may try to catch the players between rounds and see if we could get that graveyard moved over a little bit underneath Murktide Regent.
Yeah. Again, the players can't see that from there. Okay, so Brandon goes. We got 3 mana in for a. Is that?
That is Boromir.
Okay, yeah, and again,
Tom has to take off the glasses to read it.
Immediately reading this magic card.
So it is a 3/3 for 3.
Okay.
It's a human soldier, so it's not a party member.
Okay.
And if you didn't spend mana to cast spells, they're countered.
Mm-hmm.
And he can sacrifice it to give all of his creatures indestructible and be tempted by the ring.
Okay. So good against the Bobbles. Force of Wills now off the table too.
Yep.
Bolt immediately answers the 3/3.
We do have a Surveil trigger before that'll go to the graveyard.
I think the Surveil's on the stack, or we missed it.
Yeah, Brandon just looking like he was about to pick up the card real quick.
Mm-hmm. I'm not sure what interaction Brandon would have. Oh, the ring because it dies. So.
Well, he's sacrificing it to be tempted.
Okay.
To be honest, I don't think this actually has any bearing on on the matchup.
Yeah.
Okay, that was an accidental pun. I don't think we're ever going to see an instance of a creature becoming a ring bearer or anything like that.
Ponder missed the survey? Or I guess he left it there. Probably knew what it was.
I mean, the default mode is we just assume that you liked it. But that's definitely going to make the Darcy Delirious.
100%.
I think that was Tom maybe even showing 5 for the Delirium count. So, looks like we have a Spell Pierce in hand. Not going to do a whole lot in this matchup.
No, but, I mean, Brandon kept his hand on the back of 2 chalices, thinking that one of them would be on the table by now, and it's not.
Yeah.
So now we're looking at, we're kind of stalling out a little bit. Wasteland on the Cavern, that's backbreaking. Another cantrip, no. Darcy, more pressure. In come the beats. Brandon staring at a Chrome Box.
Brandon maybe feeling a little bit of the loss of White Plume Adventure here.
Yeah, for sure. Not being able to get up to the 4. Oh, my lord. It is a whole flock of Dragon's Rage channelers.
Is that what a group of dragons are called? A flock?
Yeah. Once they have wings. Very quick game one there.
I thought much like crows, that was just called a murder.
Tough game for Brandon there.
But
so and again, that's on the play. Again, kept it on the back of 2 chalices. Wasn't able to get either of them on the table, and lost pretty quickly to the beats from the triple Dragon's Rage Channeler draw. Tom, of course, playing well, doing the manual. I gotta brainstorm after the chalice goes on the stack, but found the answer to the second chalice,
and it's the answer you want to find too, because Days is just the most efficient way to answer that without having to worry.
Yeah, and a lot of the counter magic, I guess, how much of that stays in, you think?
Probably not a lot.
Yeah. Days is coming out.
Definitely Days is coming out. I might leave in a cheeky force or 2.
Yeah. I don't know if Tom's already done a sideboarding. Okay. Very interesting way of doing this.
I think it's just to confuse them.
Well, no, he shuffled it all in.
Ooh, Sylvan Lime. Oh,
Anna Minsk.
Okay, so this is actually an interesting strategy.
Okay.
If you've never seen this before, some pros do this. The idea is to not let your opponent know how many cards you sideboard.
Sure, yeah, in or out. Yeah, and again, important information for anybody watching too is that the players do have open deck lists here too. So, if Tom makes the decision to pull 3 cards out and put 3 cards in, Brandon may be able to deduce exactly what's happening over there. So, I like the play. Me personally, I'd probably get confused and lost in the process of doing this, but shout out to Tom for sure.
I was just about to ask if you would ever adopt this strategy. I would never. I wouldn't do it.
No, I'd end up slamming 62 card specials real fast like this. So.
I'd go for a lot of ham sandwiches. For those of you that don't know, that's 3 over the minimum limit. So if you're playing limited, ham sandwich is a 43 card deck. And this would be
you gotta love the names in Magic, man. Like we just make stuff up, like Cephal at breakfast. Like who?
I'm pretty sure that was just like a joke, a one-off joke in a loading ready to run thing that I heard.
Right.
But I've actually heard it from so many other people that it's like, okay.
Yeah.
This is a ham sandwich now. But yeah, we got legacy deck names are weird, right? Where you got Nick Fit, the origin of which is like no one really knows the origin. But the best thing I've heard about it is it came from a old forum post where the player said that card would be a nice fit in their deck.
Okay.
But forgot the E, so it was a Nick Fit.
Yeah.
And then of course Dead Guy Ale, not actually named after the beer. It was a brew made by Team Dead Guy.
Okay, that makes
and
sense.
you brew ale.
Yep.
I don't know how much I believe that one. That's the story I've heard. But Dead Guy Ale's been around a long time, and how could you not be aware of Dead Guy Ale? So I'd like to think it's probably named after that, which is a delicious beer. So
It's tasty. All right, so we got the record on the wrong side. My bad. We got Tom up a game here going into game 2.
yep.
Stop doing that.
All right. Just like click off the thing. Yeah, there we go. The red lines go away.
I'm so scared to click. Okay.
It's so sensitive. All right, so we got Brandon on the play here. So what do you think, Brandon gonna? What do you think here? Brandon gonna go for like not mold a chalice, but
Man, I mean, it didn't work game 1, right? Like, he probably doesn't trust it. And Tom, again, probably looking to counteract that time of play. If I'm Brandon, I'm looking for something more proactive here. Something to establish your initial threat, get that dungeon going, start grinding your value that way, and just hope to go kind of over the top instead of trying to do little trades.
yeah, I'd like to rescind my earlier statement. By the way, I want to keep all 4 Force Wills in because Chalice is so backbreaking against Delver
Yeah.
that I want every chance to fight Chalice of the Void.
Yeah.
I like cutting Days, I like cutting Spell Pierce, but I want to keep in Force of Wills. Okay, so it looks like we might.
Chrome Mox.
Yeah, so we might either have a turn 1 Chalice here, or
Cavern,
maybe
sure.
okay, so maybe an Archon.
Archon of Emeria.
Yep. It's gonna be an uncounterable Archon of Emeria. It's gonna.
I mean, but again, that costs most
That's
of Brandon's
tapped.
hands. Yeah, Brandon's got it.
Yep.
But yeah, that's most of the hand there. But Plains, happy to see that card in this Wasteland matchup.
White bordered planes. Come on, Brandon. You're over here with foil borderless ones, Secret Lair Chrome Mox. You're playing a basic white bordered planes.
I love it.
That might be unlimited though.
Yeah. All right, we got probably another tapped land coming into play. There it is.
Another polluted delta.
And it's pass.
Notably, I don't believe there are any basics in Tom's deck, so whatever polluted delta fetches is going to be tapped.
Yeah. Now we're up to 4 mana all of a sudden.
Mm-hmm. Now, Tanner, can you think of any creature that could come down? Ooh, it's an elite spellbinder.
Okay. So Brandon's got a more
hate bear.
Hate bear start here.
Yeah.
But it still presents a reasonable clock too. We're gonna have 5 power in the air coming at Tom next
Okay,
combat.
so we got chain lightning. I'm guessing that's a Delver, and that's the checklist card altered.
It is. Yep. Good.
Yeah.
Yep. Good call. Okay. So.
Is that Build the Pony?
No, that horse does not look legendary enough.
Okay.
Chain lightning makes sense.
Yeah, I like taking chain lightning. So now that chain lightning, it's not permanently exiled. It's just gonna cost
2 more.
Is it 2 or 3?
Off the elite spellbinder, I think it's 2.
It might be 2.
Tom again really slowed down by this turn 1 Archon of Emeria. The fetch lands are so bad against that card because it takes you 2 turns to get access to your mana. So
Yeah, I don't know if you ever played. I don't know if you played a lot of Bad River, but
yeah,
it's strictly worse than Polluted Delta, and that's what Tom has here.
Yep. Okay, well, Tom getting access to mana, doing us a solid, but leaving his hand available.
Ancient Grudge.
Yeah.
I like that to answer Chalice. I think your goal is just to get Termagoyf down as quick as possible.
I mean,
But everything,
you're
everything
dead in the air is
yeah,
the
it was
problem.
like everything Brandon has flies.
Yeah. No current answers. I mean, do you spend a turn cantripping, trying to? I have no idea what that card is that he drew. Brainstorm. Okay.
So I think tap Wasteland, and I think next turn you're just planning to chain lightning one of and the
Man,
Archon.
Man, that is. I mean, it's slow, but Brandon's probably got one card, maybe two in hand at this point, right? So
Yeah, Brandon had to cash in a lot of resources.
Right.
A lot of disappearing cards and mana for things like Chalice of the Void.
But again, this is the type of draw I kind of expected Brandon to kind of go with, to something aggressive and disruptive, right? So he's presenting his clock, he's drawing a lot of mana here, but we're bashing for 5 again.
Yeah. And I really do think what we're going to end up doing, we're going to end up seeing an EOP Brainstorm.
Okay. Well, again, you got access to the fetch land, right? And so you can sculpt the hand a little bit, get rid of any, I don't know, ancient grudges that he may not want access to. Again, looking for some answers, I guess probably to the Archon, right? And so...
Well, we have an answer in Exile.
Yeah. But I'm just saying for, like, the future here.
Yeah. Now, notably, typically not a huge fan of the end-of-turn Brainstorm, but when you can only cast one spell a turn, I really like the end-of-turn Brainstorm.
And your lands are coming in tapped, yeah. End-of-turn Brainstorm here is just fine. But Tom can have access to the most mana he's had access to all game next turn at 3. It could just be used to cast this Chain Lightning to answer the Archon.
Yeah, maybe draw a Murktide Region off the top and get. Is that a Meltdown in his hand?
It is. Okay, just drew the bolt.
Yeah.
That helps.
Here's a Touch of the Spirit Realm.
Save it. We're going to be channeling this to...
Oh, that might be an F&M Touch of the Spirit Realm. Like the promo packs. Yeah, it is. Okay.
Archon will be exiled temporarily. That does allow Tom to cast another spell, though.
And
play an untapped land.
Yeah. Double Wasteland your Caverns.
The mana. Interesting.
So I can go... Well, I think the idea there is so I can start countering stuff if I have to.
Sure. Ponder?
Also, they're rainbow lands, which is probably more important.
Mm-hmm. Archon back in.
And there's a force.
Dash for 5.
Yeah. This Delver needs to flip.
Yeah, I don't know if we have access to mana here. It does not
just
flip.
No.
That hurts.
Oh, it's a Dragon's Rage Channeler. Dragon's Rage Channeler might be Delirious.
One spell a turn, so...
Oh, no. I don't know if he remembers that. Because...
We're pondering.
We're dead.
Well, I mean, if he can draw a bolt...
Can't... Well, yeah, okay. It has to be exactly Lightning Bolt.
And then he's not dead in the air.
Yeah.
And...
Knock the top of the deck. That was a blue card.
Your turn. Yep.
And we'll pick it up.
Brandon clarifying some points here, but looks like players agree. Don't forget the Chain Lightning in exile.
Yeah, he did it with Murktide Region last game.
Yeah. Okay. You'll see it.
Yeah, if not, we got players.
Yeah.
Plenty of players crowding around the feature match table.
Somebody will help him out. Yeah. Brandon, again, psychically hearing me.
Yeah, it's only the player in that spot that can psychically hear you.
I have a connection with him. Okay, big game 3 here. Now,
Delver being on the play is big.
Yeah, it's much better. You don't have to worry about the turn 1 Chalice that you have to interact with, so you can keep a hand that has a Dragon's Rage Channeler, Delver, or something for him to get aggressive on.
Yeah.
Probably doesn't change in the sideboarding too much.
I don't know.
Play draw.
Hey, let us know if the audio is better. We heard that there might be it might be a little quiet. Um, okay, so looks like both players are solving. Looks like there's some confusion on maybe deck position. No, okay.
Just cutting it up and going.
Well, Tom had brought over some other cards.
Probably a sideboard that wasn't sure. No. Okay.
So we have a Force, Wasteland, Ponder. I don't know if I like this hand.
Is that last card True Name Nemesis?
Yeah, I think it was.
I mean, I actually love that card here.
I did. Yeah, it's just an unstoppable way to beat Initiative. Tom coming in prepared. A lot of people thought Initiative was pretty well dead, but Tom over here was just, he was on top of it.
Had the read.
Yeah. So yeah, there's 2 True Name Nemesis in the sideboard and 2 Minsk and Boo.
Yeah, I saw the Minsk when he was doing his fancy pile shuffle thing. So.
Yeah, I did see. It looked like Tom brought in Meltdown. I'm not super high on Meltdown against the Initiative. I know they run I get it's a way to beat Chalice, and they do run some artifact mana, so maybe that's worth it. I don't know. Yeah, let us know in Twitch chat if you would bring in Meltdown in the Initiative matchup. I know it's mostly there for decks like 8cast, Painter, Steel Stompy we saw on camera.
Mm-hmm. Yep, true. Okay, Brandon having a mulligan here.
What do you think Brandon is? Do you think he's mulliganing for something specific, or do you think it was just a bad hand?
I mean, the mana is so important. I don't know. Is that 5?
Might be 5. We got a new chat. Looks like Tom just keeping that hand. I mean, I didn't see like a turn 1 threat.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
Okay. Big 5 here for Brandon. So the options become much more limited whenever you're down to 5 cards, and this has got to be something either like a very fast initiative creature type of hand, because you can't lean on the power of the prison elements here, I don't think.
Yeah,
Tom's hand looks pretty good against even like a Hate Bears thing. We got the Bolt available to us, Force of Will for something crazy.
Yeah.
And then True Name Nemesis for a couple turns later to establish and potentially stabilize against a initiative threat too. So
yeah, notable thing too. Brandon didn't lose a match coming into the top 8.
okay, wow.
So Brandon was. That's why Brandon was in the top seat here. We're gonna get a Volcanic Island Ponder.
Island Ponder Keep.
Yep.
Okay. And I like this too. So Tom took a look at those 3, said, "Nah, I'm good," and immediately shuffled. And I don't know if was it you and I talking about this earlier? How players don't shuffle enough off ponders.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
I feel like they see like one card I want and then don't realize they're stuck with the other 2.
Right. I mean, he could have also seen just 3 lands and said, "Nah," but
yeah, or 3 spells and wanted to land.
Yeah. Ponder found a ponder, so.
Because I think what we're going to want to do is we're just want to try to write that True Name as quick as possible.
Yeah. And that could be what we were cantripping for too.
I don't think Brandon won't have any way to remove it. Like there's no Council's Judgment.
Yeah.
Might be Pyroblast where you can fight on the stack.
Maybe.
Let me look at Brandon's sideboard and see where we're at.
Ponder, keeping a Brainstorm on top. Flood of Strain as the land for the turn. And I think he left a land second from the top there too, so
yeah,
it'll be a decision for him if he wants to keep that. Still got Wasteland in hand too, ready to disrupt Brandon if he drops a Cavernous Souls.
So we have Swords, Plowshares, Fairy Macabre, 3 March of Otherworldly Light, Containment Priest, Magus the Moon, Emrakul of the Eons Torn.
Okay. That's,
Show and Tell?
Yeah. That's spicy. Okay. Lead Spellbinder comes in, drops down.
Tom, familiar with this one. This is the one that locked the Chain Lightning out last game. Looks like it might be doing the same thing here again, unless... we might be Force of Willing. I mean, I don't hate it. We know Brandon's on a mold of 5. We also know this is not a card advantage deck.
Yeah, exactly.
And he also has disappearing mana off the City of Traders.
Mm-hmm.
I don't hate Force of Will here. Oh no, we're just gonna
Let it resolve. Again, I think you're probably thinking about it just to protect the true name, right?
Yeah, and if Tom doesn't realize that card is exiled permanently, regardless of what happens, until you pay the 2 more for it, Tom might be just thinking that, like, oh, I can just bolt the Spellbinder and add into turn and get it back. That's not how that card works.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think, again, the main thing was the card advantage conversation, right, on whether or not he wanted to force a will it there. I mean, he's got answers to the threat. He knows Brandon is low on cards in general. He just needs to make sure he doesn't lose this game versus trying to win it. So he'll have time on his side, I think.
Yeah.
I think that's probably what the debate was.
All right, so we're seeing, I'm guessing, a Bolt EOT on the Spellbinder.
Yep. Yeah, again, just Tom's got a hand here where I can answer the threats. Oh, okay. Sure, just brainstorm. Mix it up now.
Yep. Blue card, Tropical Island, blue card. That might have been another True Name Nemesis or a Murktide Regent. That last card drawn.
Murktide feels pretty good here too.
We just put back the 2 burn spells.
Yep. Draw one of them. Wasteland.
Yeah. Murktide Regent.
Slam dunk.
So it's going to be a 6/6, which is significantly bigger than a 3/1.
It is, yeah.
And we still got Force of Will in the backup. Looks like a Tropical Island in hand, and then
Bolt. I think is that last card?
It's either Bolt or Chain Lightning.
Mm-hmm.
That might be the new art for Chain Lightning. I can't not remember.
Pedal. Ugh. Got to feel for Brandon here.
It's not. Yeah, it's not what you want to see in this matchup. Brandon really wants something like a Solitude to remove that Murktide Regent.
Yeah, but even then, he's got to know Tom's holding on to interaction over there, not doing anything proactive in the turn, not spending any mana.
It's not looking good for Brandon.
No.
Murktide Regent's quite a quick clock. Another Brainstorm. You know, we might see our Bolt to the Dome here, just to finish off Brandon.
Could also see a cantrip.
Yeah. Tom wants to go Ponder here to shuffle his Brainstorm away.
He does.
Oh, he does?
Hey, bingo square time. See cantrip and a cantrip.
If we get a turn 1 kill, I get a bingo.
It's gonna be tough to see here, but who knows?
Yeah. All I need is a turn 1 kill or a battle getting cast.
Brandon's got 2, maybe 3 cards in hand at this point.
Yeah. A lot of players are gathering around the feature match area.
Yeah, it's kind of cool to see.
Brandon debating Clark.
Okay,
we're cracking Lotus Petal.
Sure.
Chalice on 1.
I guess the idea is that this forces the Force of Will. Which
Force Pitch Brainstorm caused you to lose life.
Tom complies.
Yeah.
Solid.
Okay. I like that play a lot.
Love this play.
Pitch Boromir.
Use all his resources. Answered the threat. Now, does Elite Spellbinder get across the finish line?
Well, Tom 1 land away from casting True Name Nemesis, so.
Yeah. But Brandon used literally everything for that play.
There's True Name Nemesis.
There it is. Yeah. Okay. Now Tom winning this race again.
Tom overextending the hand to show Brandon's turn there. I think really excited about getting that True Name Nemesis on board. And Bolt the Dome.
Boy.
Bolt the Dome.
And that's the finish.
That's a square.
Yeah. You guys might not be able to hear, but Tom, ultimate competitor here. Also, good sportsmanship too. Feeling for Brandon going to the mold of 5 there. It's tough, but this is the game we play. Brandon, again, might have been looking for a specific hand. Could have just been, tied on the lands or mana. And that's all she wrote.
Yep.
Again, I really love that play by Brandon there at the end to bait out the counterspell that he knew Tom was holding with all that mana and interaction up.
Yeah.
Got the Chalice, I think he was able to answer the Murktide, but again, just so low on the resources that even a 5-mana True Name Nemesis was more than enough to get the job done.
Yeah, and I mean, huge congrats to Brandon for making it this far in the tournament. That was not an easy thing, and to go undefeated in the first 7 rounds of Swiss is huge.
Yep. I mean, shows he had a good deck for the format and for the meta here for sure. Initiative super strong. We actually didn't even see much initiative at all.
We saw 0 initiative.
Yeah. So.
Well, Tanner, if you want to flip back over to the commentary cam here,
sure,
we're gonna crack this Lord of the Rings collector booster. And then we'll go get us another top 8 match.
Yep.
So they forged these in some kind of steel. That's why they're impossible to open.
My wife was complaining about that the other day.
All right then. So we got a food and a tentacle token.
Nice.
Never mind. Don't worry about it. We got Ungol Patrol at 4/5. Sacrifice. Make a food. Slip on the ring. I know that they mean like slipping on your finger, but I like to imagine someone just like fell over like while walking, just hit a ring with their foot.
Slip on the toe ring.
Yeah, there you go. Brandywine Farmer. I'm not going to go through what all these do. These are Bill Finnery. We're all here to just see the fancy cards. So Mountain. This is the White Mountains. First rare. Scroll of Isildur. Yeah. Gain control of up to 1 target artifact for as long as you control the saga. The ring tempts you. Tap up to 2 target creatures. Put a stun counter on each of them. Draw a card for each tap creature and opponent controls.
Nice.
We got another Shugrat. Tax, equips, gets it equips, and then you amass orcs. Crown of Gondor is our commander card. Equipped creature gets +1/+1 for each creature you control. Whenever a legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, if there's no monarchs, you become the monarch.
Sweet.
Equip 4, this ability costs 3 less to activate if you're the monarch.
Wear the crown.
Yep, we got Legolas, Counter of Kills, the ring showcase art.
Nice.
Reach is if you scry and he's tapped, you can untap him. Do this only once per turn. Whenever a creature an opponent controls dies, put a +1/+1 counter on him. All right, I like it. We got Faramir, Prince of someplace. At the beginning of your end step, choose an opponent at the beginning of that player's next end step. If you draw a card, if they didn't attack you, otherwise create 3 human soldiers. That card is insane. We got Samwise the Stout-Hearted. Flash enters the battlefield. Choose up to 1 target permanent card in your graveyard that was put there from the battlefield this turn. Return it there, and then the ring tempts you. We got a Nasty End in foil. Showcase. As an additional cost to cast this, sacrifice a creature. Draw 2 cards. If the sacrifice creature is legendary, draw 3. And our last card here, foil borderless Saruman of many colors.
Nice.
Ward, discard an enchantment, instant, or sorcery card. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, each opponent mills 2 cards. When 1 or more cards is milled this way, exile target target enchantment, instant, or sorcery card with lesser mana value than that from an opponent's graveyard. Copy the exiled card without paying its mana cost. So you get to cast your opponent's cards.
Right. Yep. Fuel for the ward, and then get to take advantage of it. That's pretty cool.
But I mean, look at that art. That's just beautiful.
Love it.
I'm not upset about this pack, and if for some reason drafting collector boosters, just gonna take Saruman.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a 5/4 for 6, so not super great. It trades down, but that ward is huge.
Yeah, you won't be able to get them off the battlefield.
It might as well read Hexproof. All right, so we're gonna go get us another top 8 match, and then we'll after that we'll open the last collector booster, and we'll have the finals.
Yep. Be right back, guys. we're back
Yep.
for what is now top 4.
Yep, and we've got so we've got Rob Hayes on.
Is Rob on the right?
Yeah, Rob's the one with the watch showing.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, sir. Thank you. And we're excited to get some top 4 Magic going. The top, last couple of rounds will go a little bit faster because we don't have to wait for a full round of Riddlesmith to resolve. So,
Riddler, that's sure a deck of Magic the Gathering cards. Do you have my charger? Can you do us a favor?
okay.
So just reviewing the deck list here. Again, this is open deck list, so everyone is aware of what the opponents are playing. Oh, that's neat.
There you go. You guys have moved the screen at some point.
Yeah, we're good. We're good.
We're professionals.
Yeah. Okay. So
who are you favoring here?
well, I lean towards the combo player, honestly.
Same.
Slightly favored in the matchup, I would think. But the initiative side does have hate bears angles too that could disrupt the plan of the combo. So,
I mean, I said it earlier in the day. When the initiative was popular, that's when Painter was at its best because it could just kill on different axes. Just gave the thumbs up so the players are about to begin.
Yep. Taking a look at the 7s here.
Don't forget, after this, we have the final collector booster opening too.
Yep, that'll be exciting.
Might be walking out of here a millionaire.
Holding out hope.
Yeah. Hey, if I can just pull one of those fancy soul rings, I'll be real happy.
So again, Rob being the higher seed gets the advantage of play, goes planes, Lotus Petal, pass. Not an explosive start, but...
I don't like obviously, we haven't sideboarded yet, but Ethersworn Cannon is not going to do a ton in this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
Rob is not trying to play multiple spells a turn. So this may be indicative that Killian either is going for a turn 3 kill or has an Ancient Tomb in hand to start making Saga tokens.
Well, with the Grindstone being the play there too, so it could be the combo for sure.
We do know Killian also is running LED, which a lot of decks have not been favoring lately.
Okay. Norner.
So we have Soul Guide, Lantern, we do have a Painter in hand, Karn, Canonist, Tomb, and
It's the
Mountain.
hand you want to keep over there on Killian's side for sure.
Oh, absolutely. So looks like we'll probably be making some Construct tokens.
Yeah, the combo's going to be slowed down a little bit with this Anointed Peacekeeper.
Now that one, unlike Elite Spellbinder, if that one goes away, then the ability...
Right,
yeah.
right. But,
we're probably actually just naming Grindstone here.
Yep.
So, seems good. Pay 3 mana, you get a Vigilance creature that also happens to peek at your opponent's hand.
Be a little disruptive.
Oh yeah, what's going on in the chat here? We have...
bunch of clowns is what we got.
Oh yeah? That's always fun. Think they can just come in here and run the stream, huh?
I hang out with a bunch of riffraff, so it's my fault, really.
What does that make me?
So he resolves a Chrome Mox, pitching the Seasoned Engineer.
Yeah, I don't imagine even if Killian had counter spells, you're countering a Chrome Mox.
No, absolutely not.
What did you? We pitched a what to Chromox?
Seasoned Dungeoneer.
That's really interesting.
Ancient Tomb.
Looks like we might just be holding up Touch the Spirit Realm here. That's the only reason I could think why you would want to do that.
Yeah, I guess he knows the painters in hand, but he should have the Grindstone activation covered at this point. We don't know what the players have named there, but
yeah,
Rob Pedal Flooded.
That's not a thing there, Tanner. That Wizards has talked about a lot of things over the years. Pedal flooding is not one of them.
No. Looks like Rob's a little behind, trying to get done that Valentine's Day plan. Bunch of pedals. 3 mana, another Peacekeeper.
Notably, Rob does not have foil City of Traders, so I don't know what he's doing with his life. They're only like $16,000, and not legal for tournaments. But okay, so what do you?
Enlightened Tutor. Wow.
Anointed Peacekeeper, I don't think can name lands, so you can't name Urza Saga here.
No, this is where we go to the Gatherer.
Yeah.
Okay, Anointed Peacekeeper. As it ETBs, look at the opponent's hand, then choose a card name. Notably, doesn't have to be what's in hand.
Yeah.
Spells your opponent's cast with the chosen name cost 2 more to cast, and activated abilities, sources with the chosen name cost 2 more to activate.
Okay, so maybe we did.
Plus their mana abilities. So.
Yeah, so maybe we did name Urza Saga.
Nope.
No.
Well, construct's there. So I think the first one probably on Grindstone. Or maybe it was on Painter. Not sweating the Grindstone.
I've seen, actually, it's very interesting. I've seen more of this today than I think I ever have in Magic, where players just floating mana. Not attempting to make a
not doing the extra, the construct. So
now we do know he has a Painter's Servant in hand, and if he has another land, this actually might be the kill.
Off we go.
Yeah.
Name Painter, or paint it black. It's what he's been doing. Blue is the name.
Yeah. Okay, so we probably named Painter's Servant with one of them to make it more expensive, and the other one names Grindstone to make the ability more expensive.
Slow the roll down.
Yeah.
Tango, to answer your question, I mean it goes way back. What's the first set allowed here? Like
Alpha.
Okay. in the old Legacy format.
Yeah. Alpha to Lord of the Rings, which just released yesterday.
Yeah. The difference between this and Vintage is ban list mostly.
It's 100% it. Vintage has a very, very tiny ban list, and then mostly just restricted cards. One of Legacy, you can play 4 of everything except the banned cards, and banned cards include everything from Black Lotus to Ragavan Nimble Pilfer.
Yeah, the monkey was too strong. So we got a kill there by Killian. Got the Painter combo finished off. He threw out an LED, dropped it for the mana, activated the Grindstone, milled Rob out. So we're on to game 2.
Yeah, just doing exactly what he wants to do.
So reasons to go back that far? I mean, again, you're able to play with some of the most powerful Magic spells, Magic cards ever created, and you get to put them together in really interesting ways. And I mean, again, you see some old cards from Mirage out here, interacting with cards from some of the more recent sets. So it's a pretty versatile format, a lot of powerful things you can do, and if you're not familiar with the format, it's something that you can be like, why is the game over? And it's because things like Painter Servant and Grindstone exist, right? So it's pretty cool.
Tanner, what's the oldest card you've played in any of your decks here in Legacy?
Man, I don't know. Do you have an answer for that question offhand?
Probably revised with like Volcano with dual lands.
Yep, some revised for sure. think I've probably played like beta lands.
Yeah.
In like basics.
Maybe Legends Sylvan, probably Legends Sylvan Library.
What year are we talking there? Like, what is that?
94.
94?
Now, mine's technically foreign black border, so it's Italian Legends. I don't know if Italian Legends came out the same year or if it came out a little later, but that's probably the oldest card I've ever played in Legacy.
Yeah, Italian Legends. It's like Mario and stuff, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Mussolini.
Okay, we got to move on.
A little bit different.
different legend.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we've got.
Can't believe you tainted our top 4 with Mussolini.
Yeah, that's what tainted our top 4. I'm sorry, did we lose all 2 of our viewers?
Where did they go? We're sitting here in a bathroom. Talking about, okay, all right. So, players mulliganing, sideboarding here still. Yeah, Ice Age classic set, a lot of strong cards there too.
Yeah, and the subsequent sets that followed that one, which were Cold Snap and or Alliances and Cold Snap.
Yeah.
Alliances notably giving us Force of Will, a card that has defined the format.
Yeah, for a long time.
It's funny, when Force of Will first came out, I've heard a lot of people say that it was pennies on the dollar because everyone thought it was terrible. I mean, you have to lose a life and discard a card.
Seems terrible.
Yeah. And up until the most recent reprinting, Force of Will was back to like $100 and something.
Still pricey, and depending on what art version you want, foil, like these things get expensive fast.
What do you think the most expensive version of Force of Will is out there?
There's some like promo ones, isn't there?
That's the correct one. The Judge promo.
Yep.
The most common one on Magic Online, where like the person deflecting.
Yep.
Yeah. I believe those run for about $600 to $800 a piece.
So as far as mulligans go, what a player can do if they don't like their starting 7, they can pitch those cards back, shuffle up, deal up a new hand. The mulligan rule itself changed. How long has it been? 2 years? 3 years? London mulligan?
Yeah, so we went from Paris mulligan to London.
The London mulligan?
No. We had the Vancouver mulligan where you scried.
Right.
And now we're on the London mulligan, which is the best version.
Agreed. So the way it works now is that the player, again, if they don't like the hand, will pitch it, draw 7 again, and then if they like that hand, they'll keep it and then choose which one of the 7 cards that they have in their hand to put on the bottom of the library. So they get the best choice of the 7 cards, and again, that number continues to go down if they have to mulligan a second or third time, putting 2 or 3 cards from their hand onto the bottom.
And if anyone's wondering why we just named a bunch of destinations with the mulligans, they are named after the first event where they were. So I think it was like a Pro Tour Paris is where we. So the original mulligan rule in Magic was you could only mulligan if you either had all lands or no lands. And then in Paris, they basically just said you can mulligan for any reason. You just draw one less card.
Man, imagine how different this game would be if it was only if you had no lands or all lands to do mulligans. It's crazy.
But you did get to draw back up to 7 at least.
Yeah. All right, Rob, back on the play here. Turn 1, City of Traders, Chalice of the Void on 1. Disruptive, but not game-breaking for Killian, I don't think.
No, and as someone who's chaliced a lot of painter decks, it's minorly inconvenient. It's definitely a lot better when on the play than on the draw, because if they can get Welder down, then that Chalice is not going to do anything.
Right.
So just...
Ancient didn't pass, okay.
Yeah. Notably, some very interesting cards in Killian's deck here. So we saw LED, which is not very common in Painter anymore. I like it, but I get why it's not there. And there's that Archon again, that pesky Archon that's just messing with these artifact decks all day long.
Yep, slows down the sagas.
Slows down the lands. Yep, we're getting There's our one spell. It's an LED.
Yep.
Notably, LED, even if it did enter tapped, could still be used.
Still activated. Now, I was watching Killian earlier, and you were talking about the LED and Painter. I think it looks great. Again, a lot of versatility with the artifacts in the pile, of course. Rob,
able to be found with Saga too.
yeah. Rob, floating man off the City of Traders, Cathar Commando. We do have a colorless floating. Blow up the Saga. So again, stopping that game, playing in the tracks. Archon getting in, and the clock is on.
Do you like that play, or do you like waiting, knowing full well that there's not probably a lot of basics in Killian's deck?
Mm-hmm.
You could potentially get an attack in there for 3 first before you have to sacrifice it.
So LED is Lion's Eye Diamond, and that's actually the card that's hanging out in the top left of your screen. Again, another card from that Mirage set. All right, Killian. Tap Plateau.
Yeah. You know, those lands get a lot worse when they become those common cycle lands from Dominaria United.
Yeah. They do feel bad.
Still look really cool, though. Love that swirl pattern on them.
Yeah. So Killian has Painter in hand. Again, Saga was answered earlier, so we can't go get a grindstone or anything. But Goblin Engineer resolves, probably putting.
That's what I was going to say. Do you put Painter or do you put Stone? You put Stone in the yard because you have Painter in hand.
Yeah, you got Painter in hand, so.
Oh, no. Phyrexian Dragon Engine. Okay. So this card is very interesting. When it enters the battlefield from the graveyard, you discard your hand and draw 3 cards. Now, traditionally, you do that with its Unearth ability.
Right.
But it just so happens to work really well with cards like Goblin Engineer and Goblin Welder.
Mm-hmm.
Also Unearth, which some Rakdos Painter lists are playing.
Love it.
Yep. Attack for 2. And just Rob thinking through his plays here. Remember, each player only gets 1 spell per turn, so you got to choose wisely here.
Solitude.
We're choosing Solitude, pitching Seasoned Dungeoneer.
It's the second time seeing Seasoned Dungeoneer go exiled instead of on the battlefield, and it hurts me. It hurts me.
Maybe being on camera is bad luck for initiative, because we've now seen 5 games with an initiative deck and 0 initiative.
Yeah. Well, Rob won earlier.
That's true.
Killian, considering his options here, again, the Archon, thorn in the side for just about every deck. It's got a Petal that's essentially a land that is a spell for the turn. Ancient Tomb activation. Painter.
Painter Servant.
Paint it blue. Again, he's painting everything blue too because he runs the Pyroblast in the deck as well, so allows him to answer any permanent or any spell in the stack if that's what he has available to him.
Is that a Braid?
Yeah, it's a good old-fashioned Braid targeting the Chalice.
I mean, this is going to unlock the Pyroblast in the hand.
And the bolt he just drew.
Yeah, I was going to say, and lightning bolts. Did he actually have a Pyroblast in hand, or was that just...
No.
That was the Soul Read then. Painter Servant getting in the red zone.
Okay.
He had a Welder. Okay.
Line makes sense.
Yeah. Still only 1 spell per turn. Notably, could have gone Bolt into Welder if he... because there's no way Rob can, touch the Spirit Realm. Yeah.
Bolt. Get it out. Rob's just going to have to pass the turn there. Not sure what's in the hand, but it's...
So we have City, Petal, Mountain.
Yeah.
We're probably, I wonder if I bet we're about to weld in that Phyrexian Dragon engine.
Bray's apparently.
Oh, okay, that's the last card.
I mean, we've got options on Killian's side now.
Yeah, I thought that was a City. That's even better. But yeah, we're about to just draw 3 cards.
Yep.
Notably, that Lotus Petal should be on top of the graveyard, not in the spot of the Dragon Engine. Legacy is a format that you are not allowed to rearrange your graveyard. It is because there are cards like Shallow Grave.
Yeah.
Yep.
Sure.
Yeah, in any other format, doesn't matter. This particular one, you need to keep your graveyard in the correct order. Ultimately, it's not going to matter a whole lot here. We know both players' decks. No one's playing Shallow Grave or Corpse Dance.
Pitches the Grief.
Taking 2 here for... There's a dungeon here. All right, we have our first instance of the initiative.
Finally in the dungeon.
Okay, so we saw Killian draw Bolt, Karn. Do you remember what the other one was?
Mountain? No, Pyroblast. He's got Pyroblast in the hand now.
Interesting that... Okay, well, there's a cavern. But I'm thinking EOT here. We're probably just going to Pyroblast the... Yep.
Down goes the Dungeoneer.
That Phyrexian Dragon Engine has double strike, Tanner.
The clock is on.
Yeah. We might just be on the beatdown.
Yeah, I think Killian's made an adjustment here.
And
just switched out of the combo realm, and now we're just trying to go wide.
Yeah, and this is what we were talking about.
Yeah.
Where this is why this was Initiative's worst matchup. It's because they can attack you literally, and then they can combo you.
Yeah.
So they can hit you on 2 different axes.
We do have a Karn in hand. Could go and play, turn off the Chrome Mox, but...
Yeah. So we have Bolts, we have Karn, and then
Imperial Recruiter is the last card in hand. Combat.
Typically a relic of old Painter. I haven't seen that one in a long time. This deck notably nicknamed Strawberry Shortcake, by the way.
Why?
I don't know. Something to do with the fact that it's red-white, but... and we go get a basic. Just puts it into play. Hasn't played a land yet. It's fine. Let's see. So do you think we drop the Karn just to further mana? It looks like we're...
I mean, you might as well. It costs you nothing,
And scoops it up. That's the match.
Yep.
That was crazy.
Yeah, Killian doing combo things, Killian doing combat things, getting the job done.
When you came in today, did you expect Painter in the top 2?
Painter in the red zone? No. It's a strong deck, you know. Again, the way Killian's got this built out, too, you know, you got options, change directions and shift gears, because, you know, your opponents are going to see the Painter first game, try to stop the Painter combo, and then you can go a more aggressive lane, which is really cool. So
yeah. All right. Well, want to flip back over to the commentary cam over the last collector booster.
Yep.
And then we will go check the last match to see how far our final gets in.
Yeah, I'm excited to see it.
I am too. We got Boros Painter versus. It's either going to be. I think it's one of the Delvers. No.
We had no breakfast. Yeah.
It's either Breakfast or Teamer Delver.
Teamer Delver. Yep.
So first off, our token, that's that flying boulder.
the rock,
Yep. And we got food. I'm not sure if this is the second breakfast or a different one, but again, just going to kind of fast forward through the commons and uncommons that got a swamp with the dead marshes in it. That's cool.
Nice.
Isildur's Fateful Strike. 4 mana instant. Legendary instant, so you can only cast it if you control a legendary creature or planeswalker.
Yep.
Destroy target creature. Its controller has more than 4 cards in hand. They exile from their hand equal to the difference. Next one up, we have Gloin, Dwarf Emissary. Little Lord of the Rings. That's Gimli's father.
Nice.
Whenever you cast a historic spell, create a treasure token. This ability triggers only once each turn. Sacrifice a treasure, goad target creature.
Okay.
Notably, I think this might be the first instance of goad that's not from like a commander-related set.
Mm-hmm.
Because I know it was in Baldur's Gate, and I know it was in like Commander Legends and stuff like that. But
Hey, you get another Seth Rogen lookalike.
oh yeah,
Yep.
awesome. Arwen, Weaver of Hope. This is our commander card. Each other creature you control enters the battlefield with a number of +1/+1 counters on it, or with a number of additional +1/+1 counters on it equal to her toughness.
Yep.
So you make her bigger, everything else gets bigger.
Yep.
She shares. I like it. Frodo Baggins. Whenever Frodo or another legendary creature enters the battlefield under your control, the ring tempts you. As long as Frodo's your ring bearer, must be blocked to Fable. We got a Deserted Temple. Weathertop. Either taps to add a colorless, or you can pay 1 to untap target land.
Cool.
It's one of the box topper style cards. I think there's like one of those every like 2 or 3 packs.
Yeah.
From what I've seen on some box openings. We got another Borderless Sting.
Nice.
First strike if it's being blocked or blocking a orc or goblin. Untaps at each combat and +1/+1 in haste.
Yep.
Haste is really interesting on Sting.
I like it.
Yeah. A foil Prince Emerald the Fair. Whenever you draw your second card, create a 1/1 human soldier token. I like it. And our last card here. A foil borderless Spiteful Banditry. This is kind of like the new Meat Hook Massacre.
Yeah, you were talking about that.
So double red X enters the battlefield. It deals X damage to each creature. Whenever one or more creatures your opponents control die, you create a treasure token. This ability triggers once each turn. Now,
Okay.
Tanner, how do you feel about the recent change to this ability triggers only once each turn that's being put on a lot of cards?
It allows you to still do something powerful but not broken. So
Yeah.
I kind of like it. And again, it's once per turn, so you can also do it on your turn, your opponent's turn. So it's just a good, I guess, a cap on how powerful something can be.
Yeah, exactly. I like it kind of stops you from like you can still make broken cards
Yep.
without having to worry about like, oh, well, this is just going to create infinite combos.
Yep, yep. And Magic's the kind of game where a lot of those exist, sometimes unintentionally.
Yeah. Turns out. So we're going to go check on the progress of our other semifinals match, and we will be back with the finals in just a few minutes.
Yep. Stay tuned. we're going live with the finals here. Players reviewing deck lists here. The pairings are just up here. So again, we're gonna have Killian still on your left-hand side.
I heard Tom say, and we meet again. So I'm guessing they played in the Swiss.
Oh, okay.
So probably just looking it over, seeing what other things they may not have seen in the Swiss, making sure they're familiar with the matchups, all that fun stuff. Who do you like here, Tanner? Do you like Tanner or you like Delver?
So Delver's got a lot more interaction that they can lean on here. We've got of course the suite of counter spells, bolting a painter. But again, Killian could go fast here on the combo. So I think it's pretty close, honestly.
This might be your bingo here. This is definitely a matchup where you can see 3 spells on the stack at the same time.
Some kind of finish.
Yeah, force a will into something else. All right, well, this is going to be the end of the stream after this, and this has been what? This is 10 rounds of Magic. These players are mentally exhausted.
Yep. But seeing Tom, we get to step outside of this room a little bit and get to see Magic going, and Tom looking fired up. I'll say he's excited about the Magic he's been playing today, and there's always a little bit of luck involved, so. Yeah. He knows he's been drawing hot. See if he can keep up that flame as we move into the last matchup.
Yep. Tom actually went out to take a brief smoke break between that one, and I heard him as I heard him get back. He said, "I only took 3 puffs. I didn't want to waste your time." So Tom is serious about this. He wants to make sure, and there might be a little motivation there.
Sure.
I mean, Tom. Can play the long game, and there's every chance that he is hungry and ready to finish this tournament and go get him some dinner. Okay, bobble.
Okay. Clear indication of no Dragon's Rage, but just getting the redraws in.
Yep.
We can't quite see what that is.
Just getting some information on everybody there. Okay, so looks like we have a Dragon Engine in hand. So just drew a Karn.
Karn, yeah. City of Traders, another Karn, Ancient Tomb.
Yeah, and I think that, like I said, I think that's Dragon Engine.
Dragon Engine, okay, yeah. Okay.
Either Dragon Engine or Soul Guide Lantern.
Yep. So Tom, just going velocity with the baubles, right? Fueling the graveyard.
Not sure what hand was kept with no turn 1 threat, but there's got to be a reason behind it. Okay, so turn 2 painter.
We're already respecting it, right?
Yep.
I assume everything gets painted blue.
It would make the most sense here, although it is a little bit more risky painting it blue against a deck that runs 4 copies of Force of Will.
Yep. He's stuck with it. Okay.
Yeah.
Get you?
Yeah. Just the old casual red zone. Okay.
Sure.
So that might be an indication that Tom has another removal spell in hand.
Some way to interact with the painter, but he also doesn't see any clear line to the other part of the combo either. So.
No, but you have to respect it.
I agree.
We know it, but Tom doesn't. There's a City of Traders in hand. If Killian rips the Grindstone off the top, that is just activation plus extra mana to pay for days.
Tom here, Tarmogoyf?
Yeah.
Okay, so we got the proactive plan here. Maybe holding on hope that the Force of Will does what it needs to. I assume that is what he's holding in hand, hoping to...
Thank you to the players for giving us an indication, because those graveyards are not super clear. There's Karn. Karn's going to go find Grindstone out of the sideboard. And then we're going to cast it.
Again, forces the action back on Tom. But
actually, do you even like casting it here? I like holding it and playing around Days next turn.
The Karn?
No, the
Grindstone. The Grindstone? Yeah. No, take your time here. Well, he might be incentivized. Okay. We're wishing. Grab the grindstone.
Yeah, I really like just holding on to this grindstone. Let's see if Killian agrees here. Killian in the tank.
I mean, it's an important decision, right?
This is a Bazaar of Baghdad decision right here.
There it is. Yep.
Okay,
There's
and there's the days. Just like,
yeah. He thought that out, knew that was an option, thought it was worth the risk, and just ran right into it. Another Tarmogoyf. Yep, here we go. Here come the beats. So artifact creature lands. Oh, and the Tarmos get bigger. So Karn Father down and
Tarmogoyf fueling other Tarmogoyf.
Yep.
Okay, so we found an Urza Saga, which is kind of important. Soul Guide Landrun. Okay, that's okay. I like this play a lot.
So exiling his own Karn to reduce the size of the Tarmogoyfs, of course. And we got a Welder that's out. Again, it's going to have to survive the next cycle of turns, but it does represent
a kill. Now, notably, you can't do the Grindstone trick if Grindstone's not in play, where you activate Grindstone and then flip Painter in, so all the deck colors.
Right.
Doesn't work the opposite way. At that point, you just wouldn't have a Painter in play.
Okay.
But we do have an interesting sacking the Soul Guide Lantern here.
It is interesting.
Because I figured that's what you want to flip next turn.
Again, just Killian saying, yes, my face, I'll take the damage. Leaving his pieces on the board. Aerial Recruiter is the draw for the turn.
See, and here's where you really wish you had the Soul Guide still on board.
Yeah, I don't know if there's another line there I'm not seeing.
I mean, we have a Saga, but that's going to take too long. These Termagoys are representing...
This game's going to be over real quick.
Are those 4/5 Goyfs?
Yes, they are 4/5s.
Okay, because we probably have an artifact, instant, sorcery, and land, maybe. Because I believe that's a chain lightning, not a lightning bolt in Tom's graveyard.
Yep.
I really wanted to see a chain lightning get thrown back at some point during this stream.
Well, it's a matchup that can happen, so it's not dead yet.
No, not at all. We've had more red on camera than any other color, I think.
Another Welder.
Another Welder. Okay, so one of those chump blocks for a turn. It's so risky playing Urza's Saga here, because then you just lose your City of Traders.
And you pay the 2 life and the 4 mana for the Karn. He says no. But we're kind of just treading water here with these Tarmogoyfs getting big. Okay.
Oh, okay. I like this play. So now we can do the trick.
Yep. Grindstone now in play. That moved really fast for everybody watching, but essentially Tom got in there with the attacks. Killian blocked, activated the Goblin Welder in response. So he got value to stop the damage and then also get his Grindstone out of the yard. Dragon's Rage Channeler. So again, I think Killian's just praying for an artifact.
He doesn't need it. So he can activate Grindstone, put the trigger on the stack, weld it out.
Okay, that's what you're saying. Okay, yeah.
So he has a kill here.
So what is he afraid of? What's he respecting here from
Bolt.
Tom? Right, just to answer the pain. I mean, it's kind of do or die at this point, right? I mean, the Tarmogoyfs are beaten in. You're at 4 life.
There's also... so a lot of times you'll wait till the opponent's upkeep to do this play. Idea being, of course, during their upkeep they'll have to spend more mana. Judge pulling a player off to the side for something, or one of the spectators.
Probably too many mannerisms. Giving away information potentially.
Yeah.
You gotta be stone cold when you're watching these. You can't give the players any indication whether or not a draw was good or bad or anything like that.
You know, I don't even wear my glasses when I play Magic. I don't even want my opponents to know what's in my hand. And they can't know what's in my hand if I don't know what's in my hand.
All right, so Killian, floating mana off a City of Traders, plays Urza Saga.
Okay,
All right, here
and
comes
we
the
flip.
trick. And that
that's
does
the
it.
game. Yeah.
Well done there.
Good old Painter doing what Painter does best.
Yep. Putting Killian up a game in the finals here.
Yeah. So notably, both players are going to be walking away with something great today. We have first prize is a Bazaar of Baghdad.
You want to tell the people how much that usually costs?
Usually north of about $2,000. And second prize is just a measly $900 cash.
Yep. Now, Tango, these are best of threes. So if Killian takes the next game, he will officially become the Oklahoma Landrun 2023 champion.
Legacy champion.
Legacy champion. That's true. We do have Vintage coming up.
And we had
so.
Team Trios yesterday.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, at one point finals actually used to be best of 5.
Yep. After 10 rounds of Magic, you know what sounds good? More Magic.
Yeah. I mean, I'm always up for more Magic, but yeah.
But man, imagine like a 5-game grind fest too. You're
man.
already worn out.
Yeah. Sign me up for a combo deck at that point. Just tell you what, I'll play Burn. I don't,
yeah.
Chalice on 1, cool. We'll go to game 2.
Game 2. It'll be quick 5 games that way though.
Yep. Well, one of us might be getting to bingo here. And,
yeah. With the sideboard, I expect more stack interaction for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, I assume Tom probably keeps up all the interaction, right? I think I saw him cast like a Brotherhood's End. Like, is that something that comes in here?
That's actually so. It's very. I like Brotherhood's End. I think it does because it can wipe all the artifacts.
Right.
But it also just kills everything in Killian's deck.
Just about. Yeah.
Notably, Killian not on the new technology for Painter of Chaos Defiler that we were mentioning earlier. Chaos Defiler, that card is insane. I don't know if you've had a chance to play against that one.
I've not.
So it has an ETB or dice trigger that effectively allows you to just choose a permanent and watch it get torched.
Okay.
But interesting that it's choose, so it gets around like ward on Kappa Cannoneer.
Right, okay.
Or
I like
protection on True Name Nemesis.
Man, it's amazing to me, like, just the nuance on word selection sometimes is the difference between a card being good and being terrible, you know?
It's been awesome, because especially with Welder, so you ETB it, and then you weld it out, and it gets another one. Oh, it's beautiful magic together.
Start popping permanents. Yep, no, it's really good.
I've lost a couple Kappa Cannoneers to that before. And both players just shuffling in. How do you feel about pile shuffling? I don't typically do it.
Not in the midst of a tournament. I don't know. I mean, like, if it's a new deck and I'm trying to get things spread out, I'll do it. But again, we all have our quirks, our preferences whenever we're talking, you know.
Yeah, I like it if I feel like I've may have dropped a card or something.
Right, giving you that firm count. Well, again, you know, if you do some interesting sideboarding tech like Tom does, like, you know, it's a good way to count to 60.
Yeah.
Killian's got to feel great here, you know. I mean, even if he loses this game 2 on the play for game 3, and I mean, we saw the difference he made there in the first game, so
yeah,
I think you got to like his position.
What do we have there? What's on? Oh, okay.
Okay, here's the prize. Yeah. That's what we're playing for, boys.
You get a plaque too.
Yeah, that's cool. Casual.
Alex just wanted to show that off on camera there.
Casual Bazaar Baghdad, man.
Yeah.
That's so cool.
I love Bazaar Baghdad.
Yep.
That was my first ever big Magic card purchase
Oh, nice.
for my casual Feldon EDH deck.
Casual. You and I have different definitions of casual, for sure.
You've played against Feldon. That one is about as casual as you can get.
I know. But you talk to any other casual Magic player and spending
yeah.
$2,000 on a Magic card.
Hey, it only cost me like $830 or something like that.
My point still stands.
Yeah. Oh yeah, no. Most casual people I know, it's like strict $20 limit or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Which nothing wrong with that. Play to your budget.
Yeah, and you can still have plenty of fun. That's the beauty of Magic the Gathering, in my opinion. Like,
Yep.
do pre-release events, do booster drafts for $10, $15, and still have a great time playing.
Limited is honestly probably the highest, that's kind of the highest skill level in Magic, right?
I think so. There's something to be said about constructed tournaments, the practice that you put in, and just being prepared for a meta game and being able to be efficient. But I think there's real skill in just being able to read a draft. You know what I mean? Like the signaling that happens and all that stuff, making those tight decisions.
Yeah, card evaluation.
Mm-hmm.
Even in pre-release, you're sitting there and you're like, is this card good? And
Mm-hmm.
you've got stuff out there like Limited Resources Podcast and all these people doing
Great
these
stuff
set
out there.
reviews. But if you don't listen to any of those, you're just sitting there on the fly and you're like, all right, it's a 2-cost 3/1. Is this good?
Yep.
So
So I think Tom's on a mold of 5.
that's what I'm thinking. I think this is the second mole.
Yeah. So it's tough. Again, probably looking for an aggressive draw here, and we're just going to 4.
What do you think? Is
He
it just a bunch of bad hands, or is Tom mulling for something specifically? Is he looking for Meltdown or something like that? Because we know he has 2 Meltdowns in his sideboard.
Sure. Even then, I don't feel like Meltdown is so good you'd want to mold a 4 for it.
I don't know. Didn't you do that when you were playing against me on Delver versus 8-cast?
No, I just kept 7-card hands with that Meltdown in it.
Yeah, I know. That's how I knew. I knew you had a Meltdown. You never mulliganed.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure that card was marked.
We're keeping 4. It's a tough life, but Delver.
If anyone can win on a mold of 4, it's probably Delver.
Yeah. Well, again, got the.
Oh, okay.
Boy.
Well,
no days.
2 cards in hand. I assume Dazes probably came out.
Again, question number 2 is Dragon's Rage Channeler.
Yeah.
Plateau, Goblin Engineer.
And the scary part about these, all these creatures, they look very innocuous until you realize that every one of them represents a kill.
Flooded Strand, pass the turn. Boy, it's a tough break for Tom going 4 here.
Especially being down. Oh, man.
And Painter.
There's Painter.
Uh-huh. Painter blue. Bolt? Okay.
Bolt's a good one.
The old blue bolt.
Nice guy Killian there, reminding him of the Surveil trigger.
Yep.
Everything, of course, painted blue, so that red elemental blast can, in fact, counter that bolt.
The Surveil stayed on top, too, so whatever Tom saw, he liked it.
Okay.
Maybe an indication of another lightning bolt?
This might be the game. We have a Soul Guide Lantern in hand.
And we have Pyroblast back on the sub?
So what happens here now is weld out the Great Furnace and the Grindstone. Activate Grindstone. GG's. If Killian has the read that Tom doesn't have a bolt or removal spell, this is just the game.
Yeah. But Killian's under no pressure here, too. We could take our time. Nope, he's going. Grindstone in.
Activate.
There it is. Killian.
Wow.
Boros Banner, your 2023 Oklahoma City Landrun champion.
Yep.
And the proud owner of a Bazaar of Baghdad now.
Yeah.
I mean, quick game again. Difficult there to watch the mold of 4 from Tom's side, but getting some applause. Tom again. I mean, what sportsmanship? I mean, any other Magic player playing for 10 hours probably going to salt off a little bit having a mold of 4 there, but
Yeah.
Tom and join in. Nothing but props to him too. That's really good to see.
No, I've had the joy of playing against Tom a few times on in like a vintage webcam league.
Mhm.
He was always super nice, always really fun to play against. Just a man who genuinely enjoys Magic the Gathering and
Yep.
playing it.
Yep.
So I'm sure both these players are absolutely exhausted after
Yeah.
10 hours of Magic.
Ready to be done with it for sure.
Yep. So, with that, we're probably going to go ahead and conclude the stream here.
Yep.
If you want to go back to the
The
commentary cam, yeah.
Hello again.
Hey. So we're probably going to go ahead and conclude the stream here, but we'll be back at probably about 10 a.m. tomorrow.
Yep.
With some vintage coverage.
Bright and early in this bathroom.
At least if it's a good color. Yeah. Maybe next year if we do well enough, they'll upgrade us to like a kitchen area.
Hey, that'd be nice.
Yeah.
Make some breakfast while I'm in here.
We can get a fridge nearby, stash some drinks. So, yeah, it's going to be great. Good time on Vintage. Vintage, I think, usually is a little bit smaller turnout than Legacy.
Yeah, smaller turnout, but should still see a lot of good Magic. Even more powerful cards than what we saw today. If you ever wanted to see a Black Lotus used, this is the format for you. So.
Yep, we did not end the night with either one of us having
No
a bingo.
bingos, no.
So tomorrow we'll decide
Okay.
who's the Landrun
Yep.
bingo champion.
Yep, sounds good.
But all right, everyone, you have a good night, and we'll
Yep.
see you bright and early tomorrow morning.
Y'all have a good one.